Number 1. The dog and his bone. A dog was crossing the bridge. He had a bone in his mouth. He was looking down the stream and saw another dog with a bone in his mouth. That dog has a bone too. His bone looks bigger than mine. Bark, bark, give me the bone. Oh, the poor greedy dog, his bone was gone forever. Number 2. Goldilocks and the 3 bears. The bear family returned to their house. Somebody broke my chair. The baby bear cried out. Somebody ate my soup. The mama bear cried out. Somebody slept in my bed. The papa bear cried out. The little Goldilocks woke up to see the bear family. Help me! She shouted and ran out of the house. Number 3. The old lion and the fox. There was an old lion. Once he was the king of the jungle, but now he was lying sick in his den. Many animals visited him, but he ate them one by one. One sunny day, a fox was passing by the den. The old lion told the fox to come into his den, but the fox said, No, I can see tracks only going inside, but none coming out. Then the fox hurried away. Smart fox. Number 4. The ugly duckling. The ugly duckling saw some beautiful swans swimming. He didn't want to be with other ducks ever again. He thought he'd rather be killed by the swans. So he cried out, Kill me! And bent his head down. Then he saw his image in the clear water. He wasn't an ugly duckling anymore. He was a beautiful swan. How beautiful! Some children saw him and shouted, Look at the beautiful swan! The beautiful swan was really happy. Number 5. The bear and the 2 friends. 2 friends were traveling. One day, they met a bear on the path. One friend climbed up a tree, but the other friend couldn't run away, so he fell flat on the ground. The bear sniffed him and went away. After the bear had gone, the friend came down from the tree. He asked his friend what the bear said. Never travel with a friend with the desert, you in danger. Number 6. The ants and the grasshopper. While a grasshopper spent the summer singing songs, the ants kept gathering grain for the long winter. On a fine winter day, when his ants were busy drying the grain, the hungry grasshopper came to beg for some food. Give me some food, please. If you spend summer being foolish, you should dance all day without food in winter. The ant said to the grasshopper, I was so foolish. The grasshopper burst into tears. Number 7. Gingerbread Man. The gingerbread man arrived at the river. A fox came over to him and said, I can help you. I want in you. The gingerbread man jumped on the fox's tail. When the gingerbread man got wet, the fox told him to jump on his back. When the gingerbread man got wet again, the fox told him to jump on his nose. As soon as they got to the other side of the river, the fox snapped up the gingerbread man. Away in you! Number 8. The fox and the grapes. A hungry fox found a grapevine. He saw the grapes on the vine. I love grapes. They look great. They taste great too. But he couldn't reach them, no matter how hard he tried. He even shouted at the grapes. But the grapes were still high up. The grapes must taste sour. The hungry fox said to himself, and then he went away. Number 9. The 3 billy goats, Gruff. The big billy goat, Gruff, came onto the wooden bridge. He was so heavy that the bridge made squeaky sounds. The fierce troll stopped him. Who crossed my bridge? It's the billy goat Gruff, shouted the goat. You can cross the bridge. I will in you up. The troll said. I have 2 horns, the billy goat Gruff said. He charged the troll with his horns. The troll rushed at the billy goat Gruff. The goat tossed the troll over the bridge with his horns. The troll fell down into the river. Number 10. An ass and a horse. A big horse and a little ass were traveling together with their master. The horse didn't carry anything, but the ass was carrying lots of things. Please help me. The load is too heavy, the ass said sadly to the horse. No, it's yours, not mine, the horse said. Soon the ass fell down and died. Wow, so sad. The master moved all the load of the ass to the back of the horse. It was so stupid. If I had helped the ass, now I could be carrying a lighter load. The horse lamented. A crow was sitting on the tree. The crow had a piece of cheese in her beak. A hungry fox saw a crow. A fox looked up at a crow on the tree and said, You are so beautiful. The crow was very happy and opened her mouth to sing. As soon as she opened her mouth, the cheese fell to the ground. A fox snatched up the cheese and ran away. 12. The magic cooking pot. An old woman gave a poor girl a magic cooking pot. One day, when the girl was not in her house, her mother wanted to have some porridge. Boil, boil, little pot, her mother said the magic words. The pot started boiling some porridge, but she didn't know how to stop it. The porridge boiled over and flowed on the floor. The porridge flowed down the hill and into the village. The girl returned home. Stop, stop, little pot, she shouted. The porridge stopped flowing over. 13. The boy who cried wolf. A shepherd boy was so bored, she called out to the villagers. Wolf! Wolf! The villagers came running to help him. But it was a lie. They went back to the village grumbling. The boy found it was so much fun that he called out to the villagers again. Wolf! Wolf! The villagers came running to help him, but they went back to the village grumbling again. Soon a wolf really came. The wolf killed the sheep. The boy cried, Wolf! Wolf! But no one came to his help. 14. The goose that laid golden eggs. There was a lucky man who had a special goose. Every day the goose laid shining golden eggs, but the man felt the goose was too slow. It must lay eggs faster. The man scolded the goose, but the goose still laid eggs too slowly. The man couldn't wait anymore, so he killed the goose to find the golden store. But nothing was inside her. The greedy man was too late to learn that he had been blessed. 15. Cinderella. The prince ordered his man, Bring me the lady who owns this glass slipper. The man knocked on every door. At last, he came to Cinderella's house. Her 2 sisters tried to force their feet into the slipper, but they didn't succeed. Let me try it, Cinderella said to him. He had Cinderella sit down to try it. The slipper was a perfect fit. Her 2 sisters were greatly surprised. but they were more surprised when Cinderella pulled out the other slipper from her pocket. 16. The Lion and the Mouse. A little mouse woke up a sleeping lion. The lion grabbed the mouse by its tail. "Mr. Lion, please let me go. Someday I will repay your gratitude." The lion laughed and let him go. Some days later, the lion was captured by a hunter and tied to the tree. The mouse happened to see the lion. He gnawed through the ropes with his teeth and set the lion free. The strong and the weak must help each other, the mouse said. 17. The Fox Without a Tail. A fox got caught in a trap and lost his tail. After that, his friends laughed at him. If the other foxes had their tails cut off, they wouldn't make fun of me anymore, the fox thought. So he called the other foxes together and said, "Why are you wearing those heavy tails? They don't look pretty. They aren't useful. Cut off your tails." Hearing this, an old fox said, "You never spoke like that before you lost your tail. We prefer carrying our tails to cutting them off." 18. The Fox and the Hedgehog. A fox met a hedgehog. "How many talents do you have?" The fox said, "Only 3. "How about you?" The hedgehog said, "I have a 77. The fox boasted. As they kept working together, they fell into a hole. "Please help me get out of here. Then I will help you," the hedgehog said. So the fox helped the hedgehog get out of the hole and then asked the hedgehog to help him. "How can I be helpful to you if you can't help yourself with 77 talents?" the hedgehog said, and then went away. 19. The Fox and the Stork. The fox invited the stork to dinner. The fox just gave the stork some soup in a broad, flat dish. "Help yourself to the soup," the fox said. The stork tried to taste the soup, but the soup just dripped down from his long bill. The stork in turn invited the fox to dinner. The stork gave the fox some soup in a tall jar with a long, narrow neck. The fox tried to put his mouth in the bottle, but he didn't do it. 20. The Fox and Cock and Dog. One night, a fox was prowling around a farm. He saw a cock sitting high beyond his reach. "Good news!" the fox shouted. "Lion King ordered us beasts not to hurt birds anymore. Now you and I are friends." "This is really good news," the cock said. "I want to share the good news with my friends. Let's see who is coming. Oh, I can see my master's dog coming toward us." The fox began to run away when he heard that. "I'm sure the dog hasn't heard the news yet," the fox said. 21. Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel followed a bird until they reached a little house made with bread and cakes. They started to nibble at the house. A soft voice came from the house. At that moment, "Who is eating my house?" "The wind," the children answered. They continued to eat without disturbing themselves. Suddenly, the door opened. A very old woman crept out from the house. 22. Belling the cat. The mice had a meeting on how to be safe from the cat. I'm afraid of the cat. He cut my tail off, one mouse said. We need a way to know what the cat is coming. Another mouse said. The mice talked and talked, but couldn't think of a good idea. How about putting a bell on the neck of the cat? The bell will tell us he's coming, a young mouse said. What a good idea! Everybody agreed with him. Suddenly, an old mouse stood up and said, Well, who will put the bell on the neck of the cat? Nobody. 23. The country mouse and the city mouse. The country mouse went to the city mouse's house. The city mouse took him to the kitchen, and they had some delicious food together. At that moment, they heard a dog barking outside. The country mouse was shocked at the sound. After a while, the door flew open, and the big dog came into the kitchen. Run! Run! The city mouse shouted. They ran into the nearest hall. The country mouse said to the city mouse, I miss the country. I won't come back to the city. 24. Pandora and the mysterious chest. Pandora kept wondering what was inside the chest. Her curiosity got stronger day by day. At last, Pandora opened the chest. At first, there was sudden silence, but soon the room was filled with screaming voices. Dreadful creatures were all over the room. Pandora was so terrified and didn't know what to do. But after some time, she managed to close the lid of the chest. There was only one good thing left in the chest. It was hope. 25. The two crabs. One day, Mama Crab and Baby Crab went out and took a walk on the beautiful sand. My dear, Mama Crab said, I'm proud of you, but try to work gracefully. Don't walk from side to side. You should work straight. Mama, Baby Crab said, if you show me how to work straight, I will just follow you. 26. The hare and the tortoise. A quick hare often made fun of a slow tortoise. One day the tortoise said to the hare, Let's have a race. Why not? The hare said. The race started the next morning. The hare left the tortoise far behind. The hare got sleepy during the race. He decided to take a nap. For a while, when the hare woke up, he couldn't see the tortoise anywhere. The tortoise was waiting for the hare at the finish line. Too late. 27. William Tell. You didn't bow to my hat, so you must be punished. But I will give you a chance. I heard you are very good marksman. Show me you can shoot an apple from your son's head. The governor ordered William Tell. William Tell was very terrified, but he had no choice. His son sat beside the tree with an apple on his head. He took an arrow from his quiver. He took aim slowly and released the arrow. The apple fell to the ground. The arrow pierced the core of the apple. Wow. 28. The bundle of sticks. An old man felt he was dying. He called his 3 sons into the room. He ordered his servant to bring a bundle of wooden sticks. Break it, the father ordered his eldest son. The son tried his best, but he couldn't break the sticks. Each of you pick up a stick, then break them. The father ordered again. The son untied the bundle, and then each one picked up a stick. As they strained, the sticks broke easily. You know what I mean, the father said to his sons. 29. King Arthur and Excalibur. King Arthur broke his sword during a war, so he was very depressed. His old advisor took him to the lady of the lake. My lady, I broke my sword. I need Excalibur, King Arthur said. Do you think you deserve the sword? If so, I will give you the sword, but return it to the lake when you finish your work. A hand appeared from the water and gave him Excalibur. 30. The ass in the lion's skin. An ass found a lion's skin which a hunter had put in the sun to dry. The ass put on the lion's skin and walked through the forest. The ass scared all the little animals. He was so proud of himself. He had much fun scaring the other animals. The ass also tried to scare a fox, but the fox recognized him by his voice. You look like a lion, but you sound like an ass. 31. Snow White. Snow White kept growing. She became more beautiful than the queen. One day, the queen asked the mirror, 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 who's the fairest of all? The mirror said, Queen, you are the fairest in this room, but Snow White is the fairest of all. The queen grew green with envy. After that, she hated Snow White very much. 32. The Crow and the Pitcher. A thirsty crow saw a pitcher of water. I've got you, he sang happily. But the crow couldn't drink the water. The water was just half full, and the mouth of a pitcher was too narrow, so he couldn't put his beak into the pitcher. Suddenly, a good idea came to him. He took some pebbles and dropped them into the pitcher. The more pebbles he dropped it, the higher the water went. At last, he could drink the water. 33. Stone Soup. Some soldiers came back from war. They were very tired and hungry, but the villagers would not share their food with them. I have a good idea, a soldier said. The soldiers told the villagers that they could make stone soup. The villagers wondered what stone soup was. The soldiers put some water and stones in a pot. A woman brought salt and pepper for the soup. Another brought onions for the soup, potatoes, meat, and more came after. Yummy! The soldiers and the villagers had a delicious meal together. So smart. 34. The milking maid and her pail. The milking maid was going to market to sell her milk. She was carrying a pail of milk on her head. As she walked along, she thought about what she would do with the money she would get for the milk. I will buy some chickens. The chicken will lay eggs, and then I will sell the eggs. With the money, I will buy a pretty new dress and a hat. Whenever I go to the market, many handsome young men will come and speak to me, but I won't care about them. I toss my head like this. As she spoke, she tossed her head back. The pail of milk fell down. Oh, poor. The milkmaid's dream spilled onto the street. 35. King Solomon's Judgment. 2 women with a baby came to King Solomon. This baby is mine. One woman said, No, she's lying. The baby is mine, another woman shouted. King Solomon stared for a while, and then he said, Cut the baby in half, and give half to each woman. No, please, give the baby to that woman, the second woman cried. Now I know who the real mother is. King Solomon pointed to the second woman. 36. The cat girl. Can a living thing change its nature? Jupiter and Venus asked. Yes, I think so, Jupiter said. No, I don't think so, Venus said. They agreed to have a test. Jupiter turned a cat into a girl and made her a bride. The wedding was going on. The cat girl behaved really well. Just then, Venus had a mouse run into the room. The cat girl jumped up from her seat and tried to catch the mouse. Nature doesn't change, Venus said. 37. The farmer and the snake. One winter day, a farmer saw a snake freezing from the cold. I am freezing to death. Please hold me, the snake said. What will I do if you bite me? The farmer asked. Nonsense! I won't do that if you save me, the snake said. The farmer held him tight, and soon the snake got better. But then the snake bit the farmer. Oh, so bad. How can you do this to me? I saved your life, cried the farmer. A snake is always a snake. You forgot that? The snake answered. 38. Footprints in the snow. An old man was looking out the window. It's so beautiful. I don't want to dirty up the snow. How can I get to the lobby? He happened to see his two sons sleeping. Oh, I have a good idea. I woke up his sons. He woke up his sons. The sons lifted their father up on their shoulders and went to the lobby's house. The sons carried their father home too. The old man saw the footprints in the snow in front of his house and got angry. Who made those terrible footprints? Oh, stupid. 39. The lion in love. A lion fell in love with a pretty girl. He went to her parents and said, Please let me marry her. Her father said, We are really happy to have a great son-in-law like you, but we are afraid that your sharp claws and big teeth might hurt my daughter. If you have your claws and teeth pulled out, then you can be our son-in-law. The lion loved her too much, so he had his claws and teeth pulled out. Then he came back to see her parents again. Her parents just laughed at him. 40. Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack began to climb up and up to the beanstalk. Jack saw a castle at the top. Could you give me some food? He said to the giant's wife standing at the door. Yes, but you should be careful. My husband will eat you when he returns. She gave him a hearty meal. Suddenly, they heard a terrible knock at the door. Hide! My husband is back! The giant's wife shouted. As soon as she opened the door, the giant said, Fee, fa, fo, fo. I smell the blood of a kid. Be he alive or be he dead, I will grind his bones to make my bread. 41. The wolf in sheep's clothing. A wolf saw some sheep in the meadow, but he couldn't get close to them because of the shepherd and his dogs. One day, the wolf found the skin of a sheep. He stole the skin and put it on. "I am such a lovely sheep," the wolf said. He walked among the sheep. Soon, a lamb began to follow the wolf. He led it somewhere and then ate it. The wolf ate some more lambs. After that, 42. The Wolf and the 7 Keys. Someone knocked at the door. Knock. Knock. Who's there? It's me. Me? Who? It's Mother. The wolf bleated like a goat's mom. "Show us your foot," said the kid. The foot really looked like their mother's, but there was a hole in the wall, and the kids saw the wolf throw it. "Go away, you bad wolf!" the kids shouted. 43. The Fisherman and the Little Fish. A fisherman fished all day long, but only caught one little fish. "It's so small." The fisherman muttered. "You are right," said the little fish. "I'm too small for you to eat. Please let me go. I will grow soon. Then you can make a big meal of me." "No, little fish," said the fisherman. "You sound great, but I don't think you will see you again." The fisherman put the little fish in a pail and hurried home. 44. Adam and Eve. "This fruit will make you wise like God," the snake told Eve. Eve stepped forward to the tree. The fruit smelled good. She picked the fruit and took a bite of it. When Adam returned, Eve gave the fruit to him. But as soon as they ate the fruit, they felt shy for the first time. They found fig leaves and covered themselves. 45. The Eagle and the Kite. "You look so sad. What's wrong with you?" the kite asked the eagle. "I can't find a true friend," the eagle answered. "I can be your friend. I can even bring an ostrich for you," the kite boasted. So the eagle and the kite became friends. Soon the eagle said, "Bring me an ostrich as you said." The kite flew high and went away. But it just brought a little mouse to the eagle. "You aren't a faithful friend," the eagle blamed the kite. "I didn't care whether I could keep my promise. I just told a lie to be your friend," the kite said. 46. The Emperor's New Clothes. The two men looked busy cutting and sewing something, but there was nothing in the room. "The clothes are ready," they said at last. The two men came into the room as if they were holding something. "The king, please look at these beautiful clothes. These are as light as a spider's web," they said proudly. The king took off his clothes and put on the new clothes. "Marvelous! Fantastic!" the people in the room cheered. 47. The Peacock Who Complained to Juno. One day, a peacock complained to Juno. "Goddess, I hate my voice. Nightingales don't look pretty, but everybody loves their voices." Juno replied angrily, "Be quiet. You look as beautiful as a jewel. You give joy to people's eyes. No animals can have all abilities. We gods give each of you just one gift. If you don't stop complaining, I will take your beautiful feathers away." 48. The Robby and the wagon driver. The wagon driver said to the Rabbi, Rabbi, I'm so sad. People always admire you, but ignore me. If I could wear your clothing, they would think I'm the Rabbi and would admire me. The Rabbi said, Good, let's switch clothing. But what will you do if people ask you a difficult question? Don't worry, the driver said. They arrived at the village. The villagers welcomed the driver but ignored the Rabbi. The villagers asked a very difficult question to the driver. It's so easy that even my driver knows the answer. Go and ask him. The driver answered. 49. The enormous turnip. An old man planted a turnip seed. The turnip grew bigger and bigger. The old man tried to pull on the turnip leaves, but it wouldn't come out. He quickly called his wife. He pulled on the turnip leaves, and his wife pulled him, but the turnip wouldn't come out. She quickly called her dog. The old man, the old woman, and the dog tried, but the turnip wouldn't come out. The dog called the cat. The old man and woman, the dog, and the cat pulled and pulled the turnip. Zaboom! The turnip popped out. 50. The north wind and the sun. The north wind and the sun disputed which was the more powerful. Let's have a game. The one who is the first to make a traveler take off his coat is the winner. The wind said, Okay. The sun agreed. A traveler came on his way. The wind blew and blew. But the traveler wrapped his coat tightly around him. Then it was the sun's turn. The sun made it very warm. The traveler took off his coat. Please weave some more cloth. We could be rich. The farmer said to his wife, Yes, I will weave just one more. His wife answered sadly. She started to weave in the room. The farmer wanted to see what was going on inside. He wondered why his wife got thinner after she weaved. At last, he poked his head into the room. Oh my gosh! A bleeding white crane was weaving in the room. Is she a crane? 52. The man and the woods. A man came into the woods with an axe. The axe had no handle. The man said to the trees, Please give me a branch. I'm going to make something. Why not? Here you are. The trees gave him one of their branches. The man fixed an axe to the branch and then began to cut down the trees. We were so foolish, the dying trees said. 53. The 12 dancing princesses. The 12 princesses looked at the snoring soldier. As soon as they went out of the room, the soldier opened his eyes. He threw his magic cloak around his shoulders and started to follow the 12 princesses. On the stairs, the soldier stepped on the youngest princess' dress. Someone is following us, the youngest princess shouted. But the eldest princess didn't believe her. However, the youngest princess felt something was wrong. 54. The nanny and the wolf. Please be quiet, said the nanny to the crying baby in her arms. If you cry again, I will give you to a wolf. A wolf overheard what she was saying. That sounds great, the wolf said and smiled. He decided to wait until the baby cried again. At last, the baby started to cry again. The wolf happily walked to the window and wagged his tail. Help! Help! The nanny screamed as soon as she saw the wolf. The dogs in the house came running, and the wolf ran away. 55. The stonecutter. One day, a stonecutter saw the king. He looks strong. I wish I were the king. His wish came true, and he became the king. The king saw the sun in the sky. The sun looks stronger than the king. I wish I were the sun. The sun saw a cloud that covered it. The cloud looks stronger than the sun. I wish I were the cloud. The cloud came to a big mountain. The mountain looks stronger than the cloud. I wish I were the mountain. The mountain saw a stone cutter who was cutting stone out of the mountain. The stonecutter is the strongest of all. He became a stonecutter again. 56. The miser and his gold. A miser liked hiding his gold under a tree in his garden. He never used his treasure. He just dug it up and looked at the gold happily. A robber saw what he was doing and stole the gold. And the miser saw a big hole where he hid his gold. Who stole my gold? He cried and cried. His neighbors came running to his house, and the miser told them everything. The gold was no use to you, because you had it in the ground. Just look in the hole and think about the gold inside it, a neighbor said. 57. Noah's Ark. The animals came into the ark from everywhere. When Noah's family and all the animals were aboard the ark, the rain began to fall. It rained and rained night and day. The water rose and rose. The water flowed over everything. Water covered the earth. Everything on the earth drowned. Noah's ark alone floated across the waves. 58. Toss and the woodcutter. A woodcutter lost his axe in the water. When he cried, a god named Thoth appeared. Thoth brought him a gold axe. Is this your axe? He asked the woodcutter. No, it's not mine, he said. Thoth brought him a silver axe. Is this your axe? Thoth asked him. No, it's not mine, he said. Thoth brought the woodcutter's axe. Is this your axe? Thoth asked him. Yes, it's mine, he said. You are very honest. Take a gold axe and the silver axe as well, Thoth said to him. Wow, now he's very rich. 59. Could anything be worse? A family of 9 lived in a small house. One day, the father asked the rabbi, Rabbi, my house is too crowded. What should I do? The rabbi said, bring a chicken into your house. He didn't understand, but did so. The next day, he went to the rabbi again. Bring a donkey into the house. The rabbi said. He went to the rabbi for 7 days, and soon had all his animals in the house. The next day, the rabbi said, take all the animals out. Wow, my house has much more room than before. The man admired. 60. The Bremen Town Musicians. The tallest donkey peeked inside the house. I can see a table, and a robber is sitting at it. The donkey said to the animals. They talked about how to drive away the robber. The donkey put his front feet up on the window ledge. The dog jumped on the donkey's back. The cat climbed up on the dog. The cock flew up on the head of the cat, and then they began to sing together. Bwah, 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 meow, meow, crow, crow. And the pet dog. A man had a donkey and a pretty pet dog. The donkey stayed in a stable, and he had much work to do from early morning to night. But the dog was loved by the master. The donkey was jealous of the dog. One day, the donkey jumped about his master like a dog did, but he broke the table and the dishes on it. Then he licked his master like a dog. Help me! The donkey is going to kill me! The master cried. The servants beat the donkey and then drove the donkey to his stable. 62. Chicken Little. The acorn fell on Chicken Little's head. The sky is falling, Chicken Little said to her friends. We should tell the king. Chicken Little and her friends shouted and began to run. They met Foxy Loxy way down the road. Hello, where are you going? Foxy Loxy asked. Do you know where the king lives? They asked back. I know, just follow me, Foxy Loxy said. Foxy Loxy took them into his den, but they never came out of the den. 63. The frog who wanted to be as big as an ox. A frog saw an ox. He is really big and handsome. He began to blow himself up. Am I big enough? The frog asked his friend. The friend said, No. Okay, I will try harder, the frog said. The frog puffed and puffed himself up. How about now? The frog asked another friend. Well, you've still got a long way to go, the friend replied. The frog blew and blew. Pop! At last, he exploded and died. 64. The Shoemaker and the Elves. The shoemaker and his wife were hiding behind a curtain. At midnight, the elves crept into their house through a gap in the door. Who are they? The shoemaker asked. They are elves, his wife whispered. The elves climbed onto the shoemaker's table and started to work. They stitched and stitched. They hammered and hammered. The next day, the shoemaker and his wife made tiny shoes and warm clothes for them. They left the shoes and clothes on the table. The elves loved the shoes and the clothes very much. 65. Oedipus and Eurydice. Oedipus went to the Hades, the king of the dead. Please release my wife, Eurydice. Oedipus sang while crying. His song moved Hades. Take your wife home, but you should remember, don't look at her before you arrive above ground, Hades warned. As Oedipus walked up to the earth, he really wanted to see Eurydice, so he looked back to see her. Bye, she whispered and disappeared. 66. The Little Match Girl. It was a cold and snowy New Year's Eve. The little match girl was working in bare feet, but nobody bought even one box of matches all day long. She took a match from the bundle and then rubbed it on the wall. She tried to warm her frozen fingers, with the little frame. Look at the frame. It's so warm. She imagined herself sitting in front of a warm stove. She imagined herself sitting under a wonderful Christmas tree. Thousands of lights were brightly lit on the tree, and the lights became the stars in the sky. 67. The dog in the manger. When the ox was outside working, a dog went into the manger to take a nap. This place is cozy, the dog said, but soon the ox returned from work. He wanted to rest on the straw near the manger. The dog got angry. Bark! Bark! Who woke me up? The ox kept trying to get nearer to the pile of straw, but the dog barked and barked at the ox. At last, the ox gave up getting some rest on the straw and went outside. 78. The Little Mermaid. The ship was beautifully decorated, and many people were enjoying the prince's wedding reception. Tonight is the last time I can breathe with the prince, the little mermaid thought. She danced and danced without minding the pain in her feet. Little sister, her sisters called out from the waves. We won't let you die. We gave our hair to a witch to help you. Here's a knife. Kill the prince before the sun rises. 69. The Miser and the Baby Spoon. Once there lived a rich miser. One day his neighbor came to him. Please lend me your silverwares. I'll polish them after I use them and return them to you. The next day the neighbor came to the miser again and said, one of your silverwares had a baby spoon. I will give you the silverwares with the baby. The miser was delighted at the news. After a few days, the neighbor told the miser that the silverwares had died. What? Give me back my things. You believed your silverware gave birth. Then you should believe they died, too, the neighbor said. 70. The oak tree and the reed. You are slender, so you have to bend your head. But I never bend. Nothing makes me bow. The oak tree said to the reed. Suddenly a strong wind blew. The oak tree stood still, but at least it broke. But the reed bent its head down and kept moving as the wind passed by. I'm not stronger than you, but the wind never hurts me, the reed said to the dead oak tree. The king first laid a pea on the bedstead. Then she put many mattresses on it, and then put many feather quilts on top of the mattresses. In the morning, they asked her how she slept. I didn't sleep well. There was something hard on the bed, the princess complained. 72. Swan Lake. Prince Siegfried saw a flock of swans flying above the sky. He began to follow the swans with his bow and arrows. When the prince arrived at the lake, a beautiful lady suddenly appeared. Who are you? The prince asked her. I am the Swan Queen, she said. She told him that an evil magician had transformed her and her friends to swans. Only the true love of a man can break the spell, she added. 73. The Adventures of Sinbad. When Sinbad woke up from his nap, his ship was nowhere in sight. He began to climb up a tree to look around the island. At the top of the tree, he saw a big white ball-like thing. Then he realized that it was a big egg. Suddenly, the sky got dark, and the mother bird returned to hatch it. Sinbad tied himself to the leg of the bird with the cloth of his turban. "Let me get off the island," Sinbad prayed. "Hold on." 74. The red shoes. Karen had care of her sick grandmother, but she put on her red shoes and went to the bars instead. Karen began to dance. Something strange happened to her. "Oh my gosh, I can't stop dancing." She danced in the room, on the steps, and even in the street. "How can I take these shoes off?" She tried to take off the shoes, but the shoes just clung to her feet. She had to dance and dance again. 75. The Sleeping Beauty. Nobody wanted to go to the castle. The people thought that a ghost lived in the castle. One day, a prince went hunting and saw the way to the castle. The prince became curious. He walked into the castle. Everyone in the castle was asleep. The prince was surprised to see such a beautiful princess. He trembled, but drew near to kiss her. "Is it you, prince?" said the princess as she opened her eyes. 76. Little Red Riding Hood. As Little Red Riding Hood walked through the woods, she met a wolf. "Where are you going?" the wolf asked. "I'm going to take these cakes to my grandma. She lives in the curries in the woods." Little Red Riding Hood said, "I want to see her too. Let's see who can go to your grandma's curries first. You go this way, I will go that way," the wolf said. And the wolf disappeared into the woods. 77. The Frog Prince. "Please open the door, princess," somebody called from outside. The princess ran to the door. There stood an ugly frog. She shut the door and went to the table. "What's up?" asked the king. "It's an ugly frog. Yesterday, my golden ball fell into the well. I promised that if he brought me the ball, I would be his friend. But the ugly frog wanted to sit at my table, eat from my golden plate, and drink from my golden cup," the princess said. "Open the door. Keep your promise. A princess doesn't tell lies," the king said. 78. Sharing a drink. Two men ran a tavern. One day, they went to buy some whiskey in another village. Before they left for home, they agreed not to drink it. "Let's taste some," a man said. "Okay, but we agreed not to drink the whiskey, so you should pay for it like our customers," the other man said. The first man gave 1 coin to the second man. "It tastes really good," the first man said. "I'm thirsty now." The second man gave the coin back to the first man. They kept giving the coin back and forth. When they got home, the barrel was empty. 79. The Nightingale. A king received a gift. It was a mechanical nightingale. It was decorated with jewels, and it sang just like a nightingale when it was wound up. "What a wonderful bird!" the people in the palace exclaimed about it. Now the two birds should sing together. The king ordered. The real nightingale and the mechanical nightingale sang together, but their songs never matched with each other. As time went by, more and more people were pleased with the mechanical bird. The real nightingale was expelled from the palace at last. 80. The Pied Piper of Hameln. The piper began to play. All the lads in the town followed him and went straight into the water. The lads all drowned. The piper came back to the town. Give me money like you promised. The piper said, No, we changed our minds, the villagers said. The piper got angry. You broke your promise. You will regret it soon. He went out. The piper began to play again. The children in the town all followed him. 81. Aladdin and the magic lamp. Aladdin found a magic lamp and returned to the mouth of the cave. Hurry up, give me the lamp, the magician cried out. No, let me out first, Aladdin answered. The magician got mad and threw some magic powder on the fire. Then he said some magic words. The stone rolled back into its place. Aladdin was left alone in the dark cave. 82. Thumbelina. A woman planted a magic seed in the ground. Soon it began to sprout. A beautiful flower sprang up. What a lovely flower, a woman exclaimed. But its petals were tightly closed. The woman kissed the petals. Snap! The petals opened. In the middle of the flower, a little girl was sitting. She was so pretty and was no bigger than a thumb. I will call you Thumbelina, the woman said happily. 83. 6 swans. The queen was led to the stake. She saw 6 swans flying over her when her hands were released. She threw some woven shirts to them. When the 6 swans touched the shirts, their swan skins fell off. The brothers and the sister hugged and kissed each other. Dear king, now I can speak. I'm not guilty, the queen said to the king. 84. Puss in Boots. A cat heard that the king would take a walk with the princess along the riverside. Master, if you just do as I say, you will be rich, Puss in Boots said to the miller's son. The miller's son went to the river and took a bath. Just as the cat said, suddenly the cat began to shout, Help! Help! My master is going to drown. The king heard that sound and had his men help them out of the water. The king also gave him some nice clothes. He looked very handsome. The princess fell in love with him. 85. A dog from Flanders. Nello's last hope was gone. He didn't win first prize in the drawing contest. Nello couldn't win the money to pay his rent. Nello and Patrascio had to leave their house by the next day. It's all over, Nello sadly said to the Patrascio. Nello and Patrascio started for home. The heavy snow made them stagger. Suddenly, Patrascio stopped and drew out a small brown purse from the snow. Nello got a purse and turned in it. It was Alois' father's purse. 86. King Midas and the Golden Touch. There was a king named Midas. Everything he touched turned into yellow gold. King Midas was so happy. He got hungry. He touched some food. Then the food turned into gold. He couldn't eat anything. His loving little daughter came to him. King Midas touched her with his lips. At once the princess turned into a golden statue. Give me back my daughter, King Midas cried. 67. Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. When Alibaba was sure the 40 thieves were all gone, he went slowly to the wall of the rock. Open, sesame, he said. The door slid open. He was surprised to see the mounds of carpets, clothing, sacks of gold, and jewels. Ali Baba loaded his ass with many sacks of gold and left the cave. Close, sesame, he said. The door slid close. 88. Tarzan. A family was left on the desert island. The father built a cabin for his wife and their coming baby, but she died after having a baby boy. One day, some cruel apes came into the cabin. They killed the baby's father. Carla, a female ape, saw the white baby. What a strange white thing! She exclaimed at the baby. She took the baby to the forest and took care of him. The apes called the baby Tarzan, meaning white skin. 89. Gulliver's Travel. When Gulliver woke up, he found his hair, arms, and legs were tied to the ground. He saw lots of little men busy working. He didn't know their language, but talked to them. Please give me something to eat. He put his finger in his mouth to show he was angry. The leader of the little men understood what he meant. Soon, they brought him baskets of food. They put Gulliver on a large wooden frame and began to drag him to the city where the king lived. 90. Anne of Green Gables. Matthew arrived late at the train station. I was worried that you weren't coming, Anne said. I'm sorry. Let's go to my house, he said. They took the wagon. I love this place. I'm so happy now, Anne said. But I can't be perfectly happy because my hair is red. Matthew just listened to her. Am I talking too much? Anne asked. No, talk as much as you want to, Matthew said. 91. The Happy Prince. I will stay with you one more night, said the swallow. But I can't. Pull out your eye. You would be blind then, swallow. Just do as I tell you, said the prince. So the swallow had to pull out his other eye. The swallow flew to the match girl with it and slipped the jewel into the palm of her hand. The swallow returned to the prince. You must fly to Egypt now, said the prince. No, I will always stay with you, said the swallow. 92. Around the world in 80 days. I proved that I can travel around the world in 80 days. I have 20,000 pounds at the bank. If I fail, I will give you the money. But if I succeed, you should give me that amount of money. Mr. Fogg said that and left London. At last, the due time came. His friends were talking about Mr. Fogg at the club. Time is almost up. Wow, we won the bet, a man said. At that very moment, Mr. Fogg opened the door. I rounded the world in 80 days. Everyone looked at the clock on the wall. The clock said 88:45. Mr. Fogg won the bet. 93. Alice's Adventures in the Wonderland. Alice went to the White Rabbit's house to get his gloves. Alice wandered around the house and went into a tiny room. She saw a bottle on the table. The bottle had no label saying, "Drink me." But Alice started to drink it. She grew bigger and bigger. Before she finished the bottle, her head pressed against the ceiling. Alice had to stood down for fear of breaking her neck. She put one arm out the window and one foot up the chimney. 94. Pinocchio. Where are the 5 gold pieces? The fairy asked. I lost them, Pinocchio told the first lie. His nose grew long. Where did you lose them? He asked. she asked. In the woods, he told the second lie. His nose grew longer. Where did you lose them? The fairy asked again. I swallowed them when I took the medicine. Pinocchio told the third lie. His nose became even longer than before. You long nose tells us you are lying, the fairy said. Pinocchio was so ashamed of himself. 95. A Christmas Carol. Please show me what will become of me, Scrooge said to the ghost. The ghost took him to the churchyard. The ghost pointed at one grave. Scrooge crept towards it, trembling. Ebenezer Scrooge? Oh no! Scrooge cried out. I'm not the man I was. I will keep Christmas all year round. Scrooge begged the ghost. 96. The Prince and the Pauper. The day of the coronation came at last. Edward, the prince, heard that Tom, the pauper, would become the king. Edward hurried to the palace. When it was the very moment to put the crown on Tom's head, Edward, the prince, entered the room. I'm the real king, Edward shouted. Everyone was shocked. I've been waiting for you, Tom said. The two boys at last found their own place. Edward became the king of England, and he gave much money to Tom. 97. The Little Princess. When Sarah woke up, she thought she was still dreaming. The room was brightly lit with lamps. Sarah found herself covered with warm blankets. She saw a blazing fire in the fireplace. She saw a clean and beautiful gown in slippers too. The table was beautifully set and ready to Sarah to be seated. Am I dreaming or awake? 98. Rapunzel. The prince heard Rapunzel's beautiful song from the tower. He wanted to meet her, but there was no door in the tower. One day, the prince heard the witch call out, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Then Rapunzel let down her long hair, and the witch climbed up into the tower. Oh, her hair is the ladder into the tower. The prince went to the tower and called out, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Her hair fell down, and the prince could climb up into the tower. 99. Hamlet. Hamlet's friend said to Hamlet, I saw a ghost last night. It looked like your father. Are you sure I want to meet him tonight? Help me. Hamlet begged. As Hamlet went along the walls of the castle, a ghost appeared from the darkness. It was Hamlet's father, the dead king. He was armed and carrying his bloody sword. Avenge for me. My brother killed me, the ghost said. Hamlet couldn't believe his ears. 100. A young farmer and the snake. A young farmer went to town to sell some milk. Then he fell asleep while waiting for a customer. Who put this gold coin here? He woke up and found the milk was gone, but a gold coin was in the mug. The same thing happened again for many days, so he could give many gold coins to his father. His father wanted more gold coins. So one day he secretly followed his son to town. His son fell asleep again, and then he saw a snake wiggling out from the hole. When the snake was going to drop a gold coin, the father hit the snake with a stone.